I'm Oracle Unicorn. Okay, so before I have no more service, so basically there's stuff there. They started cleaning up the people down that way, putting them in jail, and there's still people sleeping over there. And they started putting them in jail for sleeping out here in front of a resource building because they want a home. Now, I've seen in Tallahassee where they were chasing down someone that sold drugs, chasing them down because they got a home. And they keep denying the home. Denying the home. And I'm sitting here, when I was in Tallahassee, like, damn, just give me his home. Like, he doesn't want it. I've been sitting here for over a decade trying to work with these resources to freaking help me get off the streets. Now I'm sitting here constantly being arrested for sleeping out in freaking public because all I want is a home. All I want is a home. Every one of these people, most of these people who I guess really ain't all the way there on the drugs, even though some of them that are on drugs are also trying to get a home. Most of these people that aren't, they're sitting here sleeping just to be able to get into a home. And then you're going to arrest them. And on top of that, when they go to arrest you here in Jacksonville, they don't allow you to have not one bag. They don't even allow you to have your purse. Literally, like, all my stuff, they were going to throw away all my credentials, everything you need to get a home once you get out of jail. And then where's your paperwork for proof of medical this and medical that? Well, we're always outside having to sleep in the rain, not allowed to be under an overhang because you'll get arrested for that. That's being on the wrong side of the road or under an overpass, because that says no trespassing all the time. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. How is this not against the 8th Amendment, especially when it comes to disabled people that are trying to get help? I went with my peer specialist to try to get a food stamp card, and still we can't get me a freaking food stamp card. I've been without food stamps for over 2 years and no one can help me with this, even though we have people we pay to help people with these issues. And it's not just me. Everyone wants to sit here and blame it being me. No, I just happen to be the one person standing up for a lot of people going through this. And then you want to sit there and blame us and then sit there and arrest us, and I have to sit here and go through months of freaking court. I had to give away my time too, with the state saying, oh, we had to take from this man's time the officer so that we can have him as a witness. And it's like, okay, what about my time? So I don't get compensation for the months of having to go through this, for the fact that I had to sit here and do everything I can to get through my freaking PTSD just to get there. I had to let go of going to medical appointments just to make sure this gets off my record, because it shouldn't even be on the record. I shouldn't even be having to go through this. You want us not to be on the streets, but yet you throw all of our shit away, because if you don't get bonded out, yeah, you can get bonded out and they will let you out the next day, but what, you're just going to keep arresting them for them trying to get a home? What if they miss an appointment? I mean, like, this is cruel and unusual punishment for people who have no money to have a home. And then people don't freaking care. And then you want to say, oh, we'll give you blankets and food and stuff. Half the time you don't give us blankets until after the day of, not even beforehand. But that's okay, cool, thanks for the blankets. But they always end up getting thrown away anyway, and the cops take them from you. And half these people end up freezing. We can't give them a blanket because everything gets thrown away. So, like, and then we have to sleep out here in the freaking rain. Good thing some of us have emergency blankets, but that doesn't help all the way, because when it comes to the emergency blanket, the water seeps underneath you. So now if you're laying out there in the freaking rain and it's puddling up, which in Florida it does, we are in the swamp, and what about those people in the snow? Ain't no emergency blanket gonna freaking help that. Like, really? How do you expect us to even get off the streets? And why do you throw us through so many hoops that makes it harder to even get somewhere, just because you can't work, when it's actually seemingly to be easier to be able to work just to not have to go through all this? So we're going through cruel and unusual punishment because we are not born the way you expect us to be born. We are not human. We are not crazy bots to be able to do every little thing that you wish us to do. If we were able to do that, we wouldn't be out here on the streets for you to arrest us. And then we have to carry our shit. Half these people, or most of these people, are disabled. They really can't even do it. And then if you leave it out, you have to worry about it getting stolen, this, that, and another. You can't keep no medical freaking things. And then when you end up sharing a room with someone because you're not enough, because you don't make money to be able to have space or have your own independence to be able to do your own structured daily living. It completely blows it out of the water when you have to share a room with someone. Some of these people have so much PTSD or trauma, they can't do that. It's too much. I literally wasn't able to stay in the sober living because I had an emotional freaking manic attack. And all I did was go sleep next to a tree, asked to see if I could come back and could pass a piss test. I offered to be able to pass the piss test to be able to come back. They didn't even give me that opportunity. But also I understand I'm just going to go through a manic episode again. I'm going to have to sleep next to a tree because I'm sharing a room with someone and it makes it hard for me to be able to cope. Because I'm worried about their also routines with my routines and then routines of other, it's 6 including you, but the other 2, 4, sometimes 6, 7, 8, sometimes there's 8. Well, there's 6 in other ones. There's one that can almost be 8, but they turned it into 6. So that's interesting. I didn't even realize that until that happened. Yeah, because in the other ones they have a port. This one had a porch too. Interesting. Because the other ones just had 6 women in it. You want to clean them up after yourself, not you and someone else, unless it's your family. Like, you want to be able to take care of yourself. And if that other person's not cleaning in the way you would like to be able to clean living space, you end up having to take up for it. And it really sucks. It adds stress. It adds to everything. And it doesn't make it any easier. And this is why we have difficulties. There's solutions for this. It's just we don't care to have those solutions, but yet we're willing to give all of our resources to random people that cross the border. While we sit here and neglect our own people, we sit here and have protests for other people out in other countries, but we sit here and neglect our own people that are out here on the streets. And then I get arrested for trying to protest for the disabled on our own country, for our own people, and get hated on for it because I care, because we literally pay taxes to a bunch of people who obviously don't give a fuck. Because how good is your medical? Unless you're rich, you have to be rich enough to be able to give a fuck about your own life. And if you're not rich enough to give a fuck about your own life, they don't care about leaving you to die. That is what I'm witnessing. And that's not in just one state. We care so much about starving people over in other countries, and yet we don't care about children being aged out of orphanages in our own country. We care so much about feeding people in other countries. We don't even care about making sure the people that we have on our own streets are okay. But we got plenty of money to dish out to everyone else. And throwing ICE up into the mix, I'm not sitting there saying that that's a good solution, but taking care of your own people really has a better focus view when it comes to your own country than sitting here and trying to look like Billy Badasses kicking people out, not even still caring about your own people on the freaking streets like Finland did. And then we got other countries trying to make new and different currency that could make us even falter even more. That's a little scary. And now we got a whole worried about World War III. Are we preparing to just all of us be out here because of war? Is that what we're preparing to do? So all of us are preparing. But think about this. When money no longer matters, who's going to help you up at the top? Who's going to know how to be able to survive? But you don't care about that, because as long as you keep the money going and the system effect of heartlessness going against human race in general. I mean, sure, let's all destroy each and every individual country so we're all at fucking apocalyptic. The whole world will be at apocalyptic, and then I don't even know if we'll be able to come back from that because of all the bombs that'll radioactive everything. I mean, have we not seen the game Fallout? Fallout 3, Fallout 4? Like, I mean, come on. Is that really how we want to live? The ones that will end up surviving is starting to look like the ones you left out here in the freaking dirt and ditches. It's the one that's going to be able to survive the most. But I guess some of y'all's going to be waiting up in y'all's houses with some of them guns. What about until your resources and your supplies are all out? And then you got to come out here with us. It's a good thing people like us down here in the ditches develop a sense of community. Because as much as these people would probably want to turn their back, they wouldn't turn their back on you.